What's going on, y'all? It's Philly Celeb, and you tuned in to Popcorn Matinee, and this is Popcorn Conversations. Today, we speaking with Clarence Williams IV, the founder of Williams Ford Production. We talk about his latest short film, The Only Me. Yes, sir. Get your popcorn ready.
You wanna roll, you wanna ride. We getting money, you know the vibe. We stunting on them, that ain't no lie. We get our blessings from out the sky. You wanna roll, you wanna ride. We getting money, you know the vibe. We stunting on them, that ain't no lie. We get our blessings from out the sky.
What inspired you to be a filmmaker?
Yeah, no. So I've always been, always loved telling stories, and I've always loved, watching TV, watching movies, things like that. So I would say probably when I was 10 years old, that's when I first knew that I wanted to be a filmmaker. So I made like a little short film with my mom for my history class. When I was in the 5th grade, I did a little project on the history of Georgia. So I wrote the script myself. I acted in it, played a bunch of different roles, directed it. My mom, she had a little cameo as well. So it's been in the family since I was very very little. But so we put all that together when I was a little kid. So I premiered it for my class, and I think the reaction, everyone was just very impressed that this was something that I had put together. And looking back, the movie probably is, it's probably trash because, I made it as a 10-year-old. So it's not, nothing to write home about. But it was the project that gave me my start. And then after that, it was kind of like, maybe I can do this for real. And, I've been making movies ever since. So, yeah, it's definitely been a huge part of my life.
Huge part of your life. But what are some films that might have inspired you, or what just inspired you, or just wanted you to make movies?
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of Spike Lee. Okay. So my parents kind of put me onto his work when I was a little kid. I actually met him when I was 9 years old. We were seeing an August Wilson play over in New York. So he probably doesn't remember this now, but I remember. And I didn't know who he was at the time. But my parents saw him over. It was like during the intermission, and my parents saw him, and they were like, go talk to him, go say hi. And I didn't know who this was, but I'm listening to my parents because as a youngin, you got to do what the parents say. So I went over, had a full conversation with him and everything. But after that, I kind of got into his work, and his movies have been a big influence on me, especially films like Do the Right Thing, Mo Better Blues, Jungle Fever. Those are some of my my favorite films of all time. So he's definitely a big influence. Also, I'm a big fan of Quentin Tarantino. So movies like Django, Jackie Brown, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs. Honestly, pretty much his whole body of work has been a huge influence on me. And then also filmmakers like John Singleton, Kevin Smith, and then there's another filmmaker named Richard Linklater. So like those 5 guys have been pretty much I think they've had the biggest influence on me as a filmmaker.
Okay, so you also write too, right?
Yes, I do a little bit of everything. So I write, I direct, I edit, and also produce.
Oh yeah, you got.
So I'm trying to wear a lot of hats,
Oh, you had to in this business. Yep, you had to. So what made you move to the West Coast? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's for filmmaking, but just tell the audience like.
Yeah, well, definitely that was the main influence for moving out here was pursuing film, because they always say go to LA. LA is where you can make things happen. So I graduated. I went to college in Pittsburgh. So I went to Carnegie Mellon University. I was a drama student, and I was a directing major in the John Wills directing program. So I didn't go to film school, but I think going to a theater school really helped me, work with actors and really be able to articulate my vision and kind of give them feedback and kind of help me with my ability to collaborate with not even just with actors, but just with crew in general. So I think that's kind of what I took away from going to a theater school and applied that to my film. But after graduating, it was either between going to New York or going to LA, and I was like, LA, the weather. So it's also the weather is really nice out here. Just the whole vibe and the atmosphere was really enticing to me. So that, along with getting it, also being in an area where film is very, very prevalent, is what kind of put the nail in the coffin for me, and that's what made me kind of come out here and see what I can do.
Okay, so how long have you been out there?
So I've been out here since 2015.
Okay. How has the journey been out there, like just as far as networking and meeting people and just building your career and building your legacy?
So it's definitely had its ups and downs, because when you come out to LA, there's a lot of people who are filmmakers, producers, but then you learn that not everybody really can support what they say. So it's a lot of people are all talk but no actual action. So I learned that. So I definitely dealt with some producers, people like that, people that said, oh, I can help you get this made, or I got connections here, but it was all a load of a load of garbage. So you definitely had to weed out the time wasters. But I also have been able to network with a lot of solid creatives, and I've produced and written and directed a lot of films since I've been out here, shorts and features and web series as well. So definitely have kind of found a nice solid team of people that I like to work with on my projects. So it definitely wasn't all bad, but of course there's still, got to always watch out for the people that aren't really looking out for your best interest and that don't really want you to succeed, even though they tell you they want you to succeed. So it's definitely all about kind of being aware, alert, and linking up with people that are really actually in it for the same things that you are.
Okay. Now, your latest project, right? Is this your latest project, The Only Me?
No, actually, this was Only Me was something I shot last year. My latest project is actually it's a comedic short that my wife wrote, actually. It's about a young man who's having some confidence issues in the bedroom. So he proposes the idea of a threesome to his girlfriend. So this is just like a straight comedy. A lot of the projects that I've made have been, kind of on the serious side, the heavy side. But this new one is called I'm the Man. That one is pure comedy. So that's the latest project that I've shot. But Only Me was something that we shot last year. I believe it was last spring. So I think it was last April. And that was just kind of I wanted to make a film about homophobia in the Black community, because unfortunately it's very prevalent, and it's something that isn't talked about or is exposed as much as it should be. So that's kind of where the idea came from. And from there, I kind of had an idea of, also I think in film too, they don't really talk about bisexuality. I feel like that is kind of like an unspoken subject that people kind of try to avoid or don't really want to address. So that was another reason why I kind of took that form of identity and kind of put my own little creative spin on it, and hoped to create something that will get people talking, because it is very kind of harsh to hear, the things that the protagonist, that his sister says to him. It's harsh. It's, it's very, very, she kind of is the epitome of intolerance, but at the same time, these are conversations that are actually happening. So I wanted to definitely shed light on that.
Yeah, that was great. Like, I was shocked. I definitely was shocked to hear her say those things to her brother, like how the conversation just switched as soon as he came out to her.
Exactly.
It was deep. Like, where did you get like the research? Like, how did you do the research on it?
Well, honestly, it just a lot from friends. I have friends who are bisexual, and just kind of talking to them about their experiences and just the things that they've gone through. That's been a big influence on kind of sculpting this project, because I wanted to make sure that I honored their stories and honored their identities, but also at the same time told something that was, while it is, like you said, it's hard to hear, hard to listen to, something that was ultimately moving and something that kind of stuck with people. Because I think even though the interaction that the protagonist has with his sister is not a positive one, I think at the end of the day, he learns that, it doesn't matter who it's not about who listens to what you have to say. It's about who kind of sticks around and supports you after the fact. So I think that it still has a good message, even though it's, unfortunately, not so happy story.
Now, hold up. Now, I chop my interviews in the middle. This is just a special stop real quick. I need y'all, if you enjoying this episode, you're enjoying the content that I'm providing for you, you're a filmmaker, you think about becoming a filmmaker, you just like these types of conversations, please subscribe, like, follow, do all of that cool stuff. You helping this platform grow, and as it grow, I'll bring you more exclusive content with it, more people in the industry. And make sure you check out everything. Check out Philly Celeb Studios on all streaming platforms. Yeah, well, like I see, like when it went off, I was like, damn, this need to be like a series or a movie or something. Like I was like, is he gonna make like continue? Like I'll watch his journey and see, where you would take the character if you plan on doing it. But that was real interesting. I want to give my hats off and my flowers to you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for taking the time to watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it on my website too if you don't mind.
Oh no, yeah, no doubt. Please do. The more support, the better.
Okay, for sure. Now, what did you shoot with, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so this one was it was shot on the Red Dragon.
Okay.
So I worked with a DP. Her name is Becky Sapp, and she's actually shot a few projects. We shot a few projects together. So she was she's somebody, she works really quickly, and she always has a very upbeat personality. So she's very, very fun to work with. So it was nice to kind of bring her on for this project. And even though, like I said, the subject matter is not the nicest, but the everyone that came together to help me bring this story to life, it has been very cool, down to earth people. So it was always a pleasure, working with not just Becky, but just like the whole cast and crew. So it's always good when you can, even if the story you're telling isn't the most positive or a story that doesn't have a happy ending, at least it's good to work with people that you trust, that you get along with, that you believe in, and all coming together to serve the story. That's always what a director hopes for.
Okay. How long did it take you to film this?
So this whole thing was actually filmed in one day.
Oh, okay.
So we shot it over the course of a couple hours. We actually shot it at my mentor. His name is Mr. Ken Sagos. He's always been a big advocate and kind of a big support system since I've been out in LA. So he was gracious enough to let us use his apartment to film in. And we shot it all. I think it probably took about 8 hours. And then after that, the editing of it took, because I also edit my films as well. So the editing took about, I think like between two to 3 days. And then after that, it goes to be sound edited and then colored and everything like that. So the whole process took maybe about like 2 weeks or so before it was completely done.
Okay, that's good. That's real good.
We try to move fast, try to get the content out there.
Oh, for sure. So, how did you go about casting your cast?
So for this, so usually with previous projects, my wife, she's also a writer, but she does casting as well and producing. So she's like my partner in crime when it comes to putting the projects together. For this particular project, I actually did the casting for it. So I had a friend of mine from Carnegie Mellon. His name is Israel Aaron Ford. So we went to college together. He was a musical theater major. And so when he came out here to LA, I was like, oh, we gotta do something. We gotta work together. So I just kind of hit him up, asked if he would be interested, sent him the script. He was like, yeah, let's do it. And then the actress that played Nellie, the sister, she was somebody that actually that my wife had cast in a web series that we had filmed a few years back. So she's somebody that we'd work with a few times before on different projects. And she usually plays kind of like the happy-go-lucky character or more so the positive type of character. So she was definitely excited to play somebody that wasn't so great. So kind of a villainous character. So she was very down to kind of explore that and play against type. So yeah, the casting process was super easy. It was people that we already had worked with who we liked and we've done things with before. So it was very kind of easy to get them involved in this. And then same thing with the crew. The crew was pretty much all people that we've worked with before. So our DP, she was somebody we've used before. Our sound guy, his name is James. He's actually worked on pretty much every project that I've shot since I've been out here in LA. So he's very, very, very talented sound mixer, editor, designer. Pretty much everything related to sound he handles. And same, our makeup artist as well. His name is Kwame Head. He's also a very talented artist who's worked with us a lot. So he's also been one of the people that have kind of came back from project after project. So we definitely kind of have a nice, kind of like a film family, you could say, of people that we always use and enjoy working with.
No, that's great. Y'all did great, and I definitely look forward to seeing more projects with all your cast, your family, everybody in there. I definitely look forward to seeing some more.
Oh, absolutely. We definitely, we want to get the word out. We do have our website, which is called williams4productions.com. So you can check that out. We have pretty much all the projects we've been working on. We have it in one spot, so you can watch all our different short films. You can check out some of the features that we've made as well. So yeah, we're trying to really get our pretty much get our names out there and broaden our audience. So we want because the goal is always to get as many people as we can to watch and support our projects. So yeah, please definitely check out williams4productions.com.
Okay. So now williams4productions.com. I'm gonna put that in the show notes and on the website too. What?
Oh, please do. Thank you.
No, for sure. I appreciate you coming on the show. What made?
Oh yeah, no, thanks for having me.
Anytime, bro. Anytime. What you do? All right, so you do short films. Which one do you prefer, short films or making feature length films? And what makes you choose to decide to do a short film over a feature length film?
Well, I think overall short films are easier, just logistically, money wise, and just wrangling actors, crew, all that stuff. It's just easier because sometimes most shorts can just take up to a day to film. We don't ever really shoot more than 2 days when it comes to shorts, so it's definitely an easier process of just getting everything together. I prefer features because I think you can take kind of an idea and really expand it and really kind of tackle or create a world where you're not pressed for time. Well, you are pressed for time in a sense, but you at least get more time to develop the characters and flesh out the story. Short films are kind of a condensed version of a feature. So sometimes the short films that we make kind of serve as proof of concepts. So they can be, some of the shorts we've made are actually short versions of like feature scripts that we've already written. So we use our short films, one, just to kind of enhance our body of work, because it's always good to have multiple shorts and multiple projects that people can watch. But at the same time, it's very also kind of like a film school, you could say, because each film we make, I think we all get better at what we do, especially me. Like I feel like I'm a stronger director because I've made so many shorts. But of course, if I had to pick between a short and a feature, I would always go for the feature. But just, it's always just a little bit easier to get a short film up and running than a feature.
Okay. So when you film your short films, do you have a budget for all of them, or like how does that work?
Yeah, so we do. Yes, all our shorts are budgeted. So we always pay our people, our actors, our crew. Yeah, we always make sure people get paid because we don't want to waste people's time. And if people are, donating their time and their services to kind of help us and help our stories, we always want to make sure that we compensate them. So yeah, we do always have budgets. The budgets in general, they vary. So sometimes projects are like self-financed. Other times we have investors or producers who are interested in putting money into projects. So it's a combination of a lot of different factors. But yeah, we do always create a budget, and we always make sure we hire everyone that's involved.
Okay, because I hear how LA is different. Like I heard they charge for everything. Like out here in Philly, like if you want to make a film, people will let you like just shoot. You could use my store or you could use this location for free. But I heard all LA they charge for everything.
Yeah, they do. So there's kind of you kind of gotta cut some corners and kind of beat the system a little bit when it comes to being an indie filmmaker. So we kind of use online websites to find different like locations and properties. If we are unable to use friends and family locations, because some films we are able to just use like relatives or friends who are generous enough to let us use their homes, but we also have rented apartments, houses, depending on what the shoot calls for. So but yeah, it is kind of it's a little bit trickier filming in LA, but as a short, that's another reason why it's easier to do short films. You can kind of get away with more stuff than a feature. Features are more getting permits and making sure the project is registered, like people know what you're doing. But for shorts, you can kind of film on the fly and kind of wing it sometimes. So yeah, it definitely makes it a little bit easier.
Okay. Now you direct and you use a DP. Tell me, like, what is that like for you? Like your relationship as far as with your DP. Do you let your DP get the shots that they want, or you like how does that work? Because I see a lot of people go through that and hear about that too. Like sometimes they clash with their DP. Some people don't.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the director DP relationship is tricky because sometimes you do have DPs that do overstep and they do try to kind of call the shots, even though like you are the director. So it's kind of like you gotta at least talk to the director first before you go and try to make decisions or try to talk to the actors and things like that. Fortunately, I've only kind of dealt with one. I say maybe two DPs that kind of made production a little difficult, but we were still able to get the project done. So that's all that matters to me. That and making sure my cast and crew, everybody is well respected and taken care of. But so I did have like two instances of kind of clashing. Nothing like major or crazy, but just kind of a little bit of headbutting. Like, well, no, let's do it this way and see how that goes. So yeah, it is definitely sometimes it can be a little bit of a tricky partnership between a director and a DP. But for the most part, I've been, fortunate enough to work with DPs that are they want to collaborate. Everybody respects each other's position. So nobody, tries to step on any toes. And even me as a director, I'm not, I'm definitely not like a dictator or anything like that. It's not like what I say goes. Certain shots and things, I do have a specific kind of vision for what I want, or like certain shots that I would like to have, but I'm always open to ideas and suggestions. And so I think, when it comes to a DP, I think as a director, you definitely you guys have to be on the same page because you're working together. So it's kind of like a sports team. Like you're not going to win if everybody's doing different things. Only way you'll win is if everybody's on the same page, everyone's going after that same, pursuing that same objective, which is to make the best film possible. So I definitely, kind of live by that when I work with DPs. And luckily, I am fortunate as well that I work with DPs that I've worked with on multiple projects. So we kind of are used to each other's workflow. We kind of know how each other works, and it makes production a little bit smoother. So I definitely am grateful for that. So I definitely got to take, hats off to just DPs, because DPs are the ones that kind of take the director's vision and from there kind of put their own little nuances and touches in there in terms of lighting, camera angles, things like that to kind of make the film pop and make it something really, really special. So, DP, directors really can't do anything without a solid DP in their corner.
Yeah. Like I wish more DPs are like famous like the directors are too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, kind of DPs kind of fall under the radar. It is mostly about like the director.
So, like for your short films, what is pre-production like for you when you do your short films?
So usually, that is we either have maybe like one or two rehearsals beforehand. So we'll meet with the actors, go over the script, answer any questions. Sometimes we try to do some blocking beforehand, but sometimes things happen and we aren't able to get into the actual location that we're filming in until the day of. So sometimes we just gotta kind of do it as we go. But we do like to at least rehearse at least twice, just to kind of make sure the actors meet each other, and especially if it's people we've never worked with before, we want to kind of meet with them so they can get a feel for us, we can get a feel for them, and just so kind of what I said before about making sure everybody's on the same page, because if we show up to film and nobody knows what we're doing, nobody knows what's going on, it's going to be a mess, and we're not going to be able to get anything done. So we have like a very tight shooting schedule, so it's either 1 day or 2 days.
Okay.
So you can't really afford to mess up or play around. So we got to make sure like everybody's on point. So definitely pre-production is that rehearsal time, also getting like props and getting food, because we definitely got to feed our people. You can't, if you're on a set and there's no food, no water, that's not gonna it's not gonna end well. So we always want to make sure we have food, we have drinks for people, we have just anything that can make being on set comfortable, because it's long hours, and it can drive you crazy if you're not treated right.
Yeah. Now, what are some of the best foods to have? I'm hearing don't give nobody pizza or nothing heavy.
Yeah, we've heard that. We've had that. We've given pizza before, and we've noticed people were kind of dozing off a little bit. People got a little sluggish. So what we like to do like sandwiches, or pollo loco, so chicken, grilled chicken, and rice and beans and things like that. So we also have like healthy snacks. So we have like chips, but kind of the healthier option of chips. Fruit snacks.
Okay.
I like the organic fruit snacks. We have fruit platters and things like that. So we try to. I mean, it's easy to always we try to sneak a little junk food in there, but at the same time, we do want to respect the need to kind of take care of everybody and make sure the food is not all junk food. We gotta balance it up a little bit.
Okay. Now, all right, I got a couple more questions. I'm gonna let you go. I know you.
Oh yeah, no worries.
All right, so when you looking all right, let's say you get a new up and coming actors, or just new actors in general. Like, what do you look for?
So for me, so really what I look for people that are believable performers, people that that we know are going to be good to work with. So people that aren't too combative or too, and not that you can't, question our projects, because it's always good to have actors that ask questions like, why are we doing this, or why is my character doing this? So that that's always, it's healthy to have those type of conversations. But we do want people that aren't going to be hostile or that are going to bring negative energy on set, because that's going to affect everybody. So we always look for strong performers, people that are hungry, people that are excited, and that that they love acting, they love telling stories, and they love working with people. So we look for all of those kind of those factors, because those are what make performers that we want to work with again. And my wife, she's really got to tip my hat to her, because she really handles all the casting. So she looks up all of the people that she thinks are the best, and then we sit down together, and she kind of goes over, I like this person, I like that person, and I kind of go back, I like that one, or maybe not this one. So it's definitely a partnership where we kind of both come to agreement on the actors that we want to use. But she's the one that kind of goes through, because we use Breakdown Express to find a lot of our cast. So we can have up to 800, 700 submissions sometimes, and she will she takes the time to go through each one and see which ones she thinks will be the best fit for what we're doing. So definitely not an easy job, but we kind of try to break it down into those little bullet points of who we think will be the best for the job, but also who we think will be the best to work with. And from there, we kind of we lock down the cast.
Okay. All right. Now what was the craziest thing that ever happened on set?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think. Knock on wood. A lot of times we haven't really had anything Yeah, I'm not gonna go into it.
Yeah,
Haven't had anything like super. I mean, we don't. The one thing we did work with a DP that had a temper. So there was a time where he started yelling at some of the crew members. So that would be kind of crazy because it was a hostile environment because everyone was kind of jumping in, coming to the aid of the other crew, and then even me, I had to get involved and be like, look, we gotta just relax. Like, this is not the type of set we need to run. We need to respect people. So I think that will probably be the craziest experience because usually our sets are pretty chill. We never really have much conflict. So having that one DP that kind of brought in kind of a strange energy, that was, I guess, will be like the craziest because our goal is we don't want anybody to be yelled at or be disrespected or treated poorly on one of our sets because that's a reflection. Even if we're not involved in any incidents or conflict, it's a reflection of us because we're the ones that hired these people, brought these people together. So I think that would probably be the craziest story. Just having people get into an argument on set because that's never fun.
Okay. And my last question to you, this might not be the last one, but it might be. What is some what is some advice that you have for up and coming, filmmakers, directors, videographers?
Oh yeah. So I guess the main thing I would like to say to people is, don't wait around for things to happen. Don't wait around for a producer to call you, or don't wait around for somebody to say, hey, I'm going to give you such and such amount to go make your movie. Like, use the resources you have and go out there and, and take charge. Kind of like the Outkast song, you need to get up, get out and get something.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't can't wait around or get upset when people aren't responding to this amazing script that you have. Like, you need to put whatever you have together and shoot it yourself. Because I think that's a lot of the opportunities that I'm having now, because I've been fortunate enough to sell 2 scripts and have a script optioned. A lot of that came from me kind of just putting my projects out there on the internet, on different Facebook groups, just out in the world, and people have started to take notice. So, but I don't even think I'd be in the position I'm in now, and not even that I'm some big director, because I'm not, but just I'm definitely a lot further along than I was when I first came out here to LA. And I think that's because a large part of that comes to the fact that I am able to, create my own projects. Especially if you want to be a director, the main thing people ask you is, have you directed? Mm-hmm. And if you say, well, no, I don't have anything, or no, or I'm thinking about doing something, then, the conversation kind of dies right there. But if you tell them, oh yeah, even if it's just one short, even if you at least have something to show somebody, that just makes things a little bit better for you in terms of getting opportunities and other jobs. So my piece of advice is, just create. If you're a writer, write. If you're a director, direct. If you're a producer, produce, in your free time. And, even if you have a 9-to-5, like, that is perfectly fine. Some people think you can't have a 9-to-5 and pursue your dream. Like, yes, you can. You can't use anything as an excuse to stop you from, getting stuff done. So I think that's another piece of advice is don't let anybody dictate your success. The only person that can do that is you. So as long as you believe in yourself, as long as you know you have what it takes to make it, don't let anything anybody has to say stop you. So I think those are 2 big pieces of advice. Another piece of advice is also for filmmakers is please don't underestimate the importance of sound, because films, you need, a good sound mixer, you need microphones, you need actors to be mic'd up, because the mistake I made when I was making my earlier films is I didn't care about any of that. I didn't have lighting, I didn't have sound, mics, none of that. I just had one camera and actors. And, a lot of movies I made when I was younger will never see the light of day because they're terrible, because I didn't care about making them look good or sound good. I just wanted to make films. So I think if you really want to be taken seriously, you have to invest in, the proper equipment, hiring people that know what they're doing. Even if you don't, if you want to do it all yourself, hey, more power to you. Like, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But also, if you want to work with people who are more experienced in that area than you are, there's nothing wrong with setting aside a little money and making sure you create the most professional project you can make. Because a lot of film festivals, if the sound isn't good, you then won't even finish watching the movie. It'll already be nope, next. So you want to make sure you create stuff that people watch, people want to select in their film festivals, something that producers want to watch and pass along and give you more opportunities. And it all starts from creating, solid, top-notch quality. So I think those are my pieces of advice: to just believe in yourself, make sure the sound is good in your movies, and never stop creating.